People would demonstrate. People will fight you in the streets. People will turn against your coverage because you have failed to execute. Not because you have failed to bear the vision.
That's right.
Because if you fail the execution, then you are really telling people, you are insulting them in their face, that I hope doing me.
Oh, wow.
I take leadership. I just got you to vote for me. I didn't mean what I said. Human beings react very, very harshly if they feel let down.
So, Prempeh, thank you so much for making the time. We're here at EWF, Education World Forum in London. And remember when I saw you, we walked up to you because we know that you're a man that's all about execution. And, you know, at PMI Project Management Institute, we work with governments, private sector, academic institutions all across Africa. And I speak to leaders to pick their brain, to basically get a sense check on where we are across the continent. You know, it's not only about Ghana, it's not only about Nigeria, it's about the whole continent in terms of moving forward. And we know that moving forward requires execution. So wanted to pick your brain from your point of view, you know, right from the top down, as an African leader, especially with the experience that you have, what does it take to translate your vision into execution, to tangible results for the continent?
Thank you. The most interesting question I've been asked very long. In the sense that as politicians, we come up with all manner of visions, slogans to back visions, and translate slogans and call it visions. I don't know. But these slogans win us elections. Free SHS, 24-hour economy, one district, one factory. They win. I remember Labour, I was here when Labour started. Education, economy. It wins elections. But really, after you've won the election, and the people have bought into the slogan or the vision, they want to see it work. So a vision should not become a hallucination. In the sense that if you give the vision, people believed in it, they came out in droves, voted for you. You've gotten the position now, and you yourself, you've forgotten your vision. You don't even know, I don't know whether you saw half vision or quarter vision or one-third vision, let alone your followers, and they won't believe it. And it's happened. It's happened in my lifetime, in my country. Since 2009, I went into politics, or since I started keenly following politics. People buy the slogans, buy into it. And the slogans are interpreted as vision by our political leaders. And when they get into government, many more visions have not been fulfilled, have not been executed than have been. Because you, the vision bearer, it so happens that everybody, the vision bearer, is the leader of the party, either the presidential candidate or the prime ministerial candidate, and they come up with all these visions that they see. And when they get into office, you need the person or the group of people who would help you translate first that vision into a policy. If the country is a well-governed country, move it from a policy to legislation. Because it's the legislation that gives you the authority to charge your vision onto the consolidated fund.
Right.
To take money from government's fund or state fund and apply it to the so-called vision that is. So free SHS was a vision. It went through 3 electoral cycles. But when we got into government, the bearer of the vision now needed somebody to translate it into execution.
Yeah. Via the policy and then the legislation. Okay.
So if legislation exists, there might be a gap between your vision and translating your vision to execution. So might need to amend or fill the gap or make certain change. But that is no one in governance. That is the full government. Vision, policy, legislation, execution.
Okay. So now let's focus on coming back to the leader of the execution team, the project team.
I told
what
you,
does being prepared mean?
As a politician, so I'm using leadership in politics
Right.
to speak with you. But it applies to every industry, corporate, private. You need to understand project management.
Right.
Or the full project cycle.
Yes.
You need to understand policy making.
Yeah.
You need to understand legislative drafting. You need to understand it as a generalist, so that when you are selecting people to do this work, they go with the right instructions.
That's right.
If you yourself don't understand that even working in the ministry is a project, and that you are bound by timelines and the skill of the people you put around to do the work, you will never be able to execute.
That's right.
Because going into parliament means that you have a defined time to get it through, legislation through. So you do a good policy to back the vision, you translate it into legislation, you go and work with your parliamentarians to make sure that they approve that legislation. Then you come back to your ministry.
That's right.
And put together the key thing I call the project management team.
Absolutely.
The implementation team. Better now known as the delivery team.
Right.
Because you don't have all year. You don't have 4 years. You have year now. So 3 SHS, we were supposed to deliver it in 3 years, so like full time. But the results should be available for Ghanaians to see from day one.
That's right.
So within 9 months of coming into government, the first years we were going to secondary school, every Ghanaian agreed with me that they went to school free.
Right.
Literally free. They didn't have to buy anything. No teacher charged them for the duration of that 4 years. For anything. No child was left behind. No child was asked to stay at home. That's a lot of mini project management issues.
That's right. That's right.
So if the minister, you don't even understand Girls Chat, you haven't even heard it before.
Yeah.
You haven't heard any method of monitoring or delivering.
Yeah.
How are you going to do the work?
Right.
People will demonstrate. People will fight you in the streets. People will turn against your coverage because you have failed to execute. Not because you have failed to bear the vision.
That's right.
Because if you fail the execution, then you are really telling people, you are insulting them in your face. That I hope doing me.
Oh no.
I decided to take leadership. I just got you to vote for me. I didn't mean what I said. Human beings react very, very harshly if you feel let down.
Do you have an example you let people down?
I would say that I have not formed a vision to put me into the presidency. I've executed and implemented visions that have been born by my leaders.
Right.
I was privileged to be the Minister for Education in Ghana. And at that time, all Ghanaians had been drummed in the people. It could not be done. Our political opponent caused to be published over 48 different arts, TV, radio, everywhere. That is not doable. In fact, it's when we got into office, my own party, leaders in my party, including my finance minister, were very, very skeptical. Right? I don't believe in the group of school of skepticism or pessimism or cynicism. I believe that since the leader has run an election on that and has chosen me amongst the many other qualified people, I must demonstrate the support he has given me, the choice he has made by executing it. So I quickly went back and put together the teams that would allow me to execute that policy flawlessly.
Right.
And we did that flawlessly. There are other things that we promised that we're going to do that we couldn't finish even at legislative. Something like we published the first tertiary education policy in Ghana since foundation. The first tertiary education policy in Ghana was done under my watch in the Ministry of Education. But we couldn't translate the policy into legislation because people misunderstood. Not because the project management time schedules were missed.
Right.
Another key aspect is your ability to then carry the people you are choosing along the line
Yeah.
to get it done.
Yeah.
Because there are rakers everywhere. So I always say that one of the big pieces of legislation that I finished this morning, I discussed it here with members of Parliament, the Parliamentary Committee, was the Public Universities Bill, but we never could pass it. So we have a problem. So I consider it as a failure, because if we had done it, now some of the things that I mentioned in Ghana universities now will never happen. So if I find out it's not there, I quickly go back to Ghana Education says, you have to institute a system for school management that we can take to make informed real-time decisions. Because I found out one, that if you went to a school and you say, I'm bringing money for school feeding, how many students are there? You get a different number from, coming to do an assessment, your school has been chosen. How many students are you presenting for the assessment? The numbers are different. Yeah. If you say you're giving capitation grants, the numbers are different. If you say you're taking the school to sports, the numbers are different. So for a school, we don't know the numbers that exist. Why? Because central government is implementing school feeding, and two adjacent schools, public schools, one students are being fed and other students are not being fed. And so when it's feeding time, all the students in the non-fed schools run, including teachers, to the school that is identified. So you have differences in numbers, which affects everything that you want to do. So
this all comes back up to the planning.
Everything,
Project execution.
process management.
Yeah.
Planning is also a management project management and such. That's right. Because you have to even think about it before you can even talk about it.
Exactly.
So if you're going to be made a sports minister and you have no interest in sports, but you have to go and deliver it, actually you can achieve it.
Absolutely.
It depends on how prepared and organized yourself.
That's right.
Right. We just hosted All African Games in Ghana. A couple of years after, we are hoping for hosting African Athletic Championship, and we have failed. Why? Because there's lack of continuity.
Yes.
There's lack of leadership talent. There's lack of discussion or communication between people, and it becomes like new government knew everything.
Yeah.
So project management is something that it is a basic course for a politician.
Yes.
Policy making and project management and legislative drafting is the same kind of for a successful politician.
I will take that on, actually. I will take that on because
I think that African institutions, for the benefit of Africa, in our cooperative dialogues with external bodies, we should start institutionalizing stuff.
Absolutely.
That our public servants and our civil servants and political class would love to have before they even go into politics. I've been a student at Harvard for a very long time. And then you realize that when you go to the Kennedy School and the business school and the law school, they operate something called executive courses. The executive courses are not very different from the normal courses, except that it's packed.
Correct.
So what you do, say 1 year in an executive in a normal class, you will take 3 weeks into
Correct. On a focus area.
Focused area. And you realize that every course that is on the executive course list is given a certain point and is related to for those in governing at which levels they should come.
That's right.
So I went on one course and everybody there was a top security officer. Director of FBI New York, Director of FBI Florida, the Chief Police Officer Kentucky. I was surprised. When the call was going on, there were only 2 foreigners, myself and I think the French guy or Australian, I forgot him. And one day, one of the students had to ask a question: are we safe because there are foreigners here?
Oh, really?
Yes. Because of the level
of
the training
conversation.
Right. Conversations happening.
Right. That's interesting.
It's interesting. But they had moved, they'd taken time off for 2 weeks to come and sit and learn. So capacity building, especially in essential mechanics of leadership and working in execution, it's like that. Yeah, it shouldn't just be done once at a time. And
Absolutely.
it has to be a continuous thing.
Absolutely.
So I told you when I came to your stand line, I've always battled with myself why I haven't been a student of project management.
Yes.
Not that I don't see that as essential, but it's because I went on a course,
Yes.
complete project management for 2 weeks or 3 weeks here
Yes.
in this country. Before the Royal Institute of Public Administration.
I see.
So I was telling you that I've
Yes.
already we offered it. Our equivalent in Ghana is GIMPA, Ministry of Management
Yes.
Public Administration.
Yeah.
The Royal Institute is now collapsed, RIPA.
Okay.
And I did policy making there. I did project management and I did legislative drafting. And all 3 weeks. One was even a month or something, if you want to do the complete cycle. So it is very, very important that we don't leave it for individual authority figures, ministers.
That's right.
But governments, presidents,
It has to be part of the system.
there are units that they have to have a unit that ensures delivery.
Exactly.
And that unit must ensure that if you are made a minister of health, you will go on that course.
That's right.
As quickly as possible.
That's right.
If you are made a minister of education, you will go on that course. If you are made a minister of finance, you will go on that course. Because that is the only time the enormity of the job, the office that have been given to you starts manifest.
That's right.
I did one in Harvard ministerial leadership program, and it was for the ministers in human capital development, health and education. How it opened my eyes to the challenges I have. I met my mentor here yesterday. The former minister of, it was the former education secretary under Labour. He gave my mentor. We were meeting such for discussion. Charles Clark. And he opened my eye. So such forum is also learning forum. And ministers become media because then you are supposed to know how somebody is doing.
That's right.
In Ghana, you see as a work of can travel and see. You have to knowledge made us travel to other places.
That's right.
And anything in life.
That's right.
In the acquisition of knowledge and technology. So we should now open up that if you are becoming a minister or when you become a minister, when I started working in this country, when my second job was an accident and emergency. The first day that I worked with my professor, the hospital asked me, have you done advanced traumatic life support? You're working in an accident. So, so now you have to enroll on the next level. You have to pass before we let you come.
That's right.
So I went from there and went for the course. Only to pass before they'll let me continue. Or they'll take me to a different department. So there are certain things that should be mandatory. And one is project management, one is legislative, and one is policy making.
Fantastic.
That the whole government can operate on the status that the government is made or unmade by the execution of the vision.
Beautiful conclusion. As I said, I will take it on board. And this is not just about Ghana, this is impact across Africa. It applies. So thank you very much for sharing your experience and your knowledge. And hope we'll be able to continue this conversation. Thank you.
We must.
Thank you.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you.